hanging out, doing a little bit of React streaming this fine morning because why not? And it's an easy way to get content. So I don't know if anyone's going to be awake at this time of the day, but we're going to go through and do it. I'm awake. So at 6 in the morning. So I'm just going to watch through this video and kind of give my thoughts on it. I mean, I kind of thought about, I've already seen these two, and I figured I would go ahead and watch them also. Oh my God, wait, what is this? My experience being unemployed as a software engineer for a year? How are you unemployed for a year?
I wanted to make a video talking a little bit about my experience with unemployment as a software engineer, the job
Frustrated enough to start a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh.
job market,
Depressing that this is happening to anyone. You know. Let me fix this
everything
thing.
relating to that, because I think a lot of people are experiencing this a little bit, and there's a lot of talk about the job market specifically in computer science and like software engineering. And as someone who's just been experiencing it for the past year or so, I think I have some insights into kind of what's going on. So just as like a little bit of background, I have a physics degree. I have 3 years of experience as a software engineer. I have been unemployed for roughly a year. I think I'm coming up in a couple of days on 1 year of unemployment. I have been actively searching for a job for a good chunk of the time.
There's no shot. Oh, there's no way. There is no way that you have been actively searching for a job. Oh my God. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let's run this back. Let's run it back. Let's run it back. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I misheard. This is rage bait. My experience being unemployed as a software engineer for a year with 3 years of experience. How? And actively searching for most of the year.
I wanted to make a video talking a little bit about my experience with unemployment.
I need to be nicer, but I need to be nicer. The nicest thing, I would just not watch this video at all. I don't know if my mic's too high.
As a software engineer, the job market, everything relating to that, because I think a lot of people are experiencing this a little bit, and there's a lot of talk about the job market specifically in computer science and like software engineering. And as someone who's just been experiencing it for the past year or so, I think I have some insights into kind of what's going on. So just as like a little bit of background, I have a physics degree. I have 3 years of experience as a software engineer. I have been unemployed for roughly a year. I think I'm coming up.
Bro, that is insane. I don't understand. Like, how do you do nothing for like a year? Like, he's got like a little cat in the background. You can't see it unless I hide my profile. There's the cat. I don't understand, and I'll try to dial it back. I'll dial it back. Hey, Anch, 2009. Oh no, my thing wasn't recording. Oh, that's so sad. That's unfortunate. Let me fix this. Let me fix this. I think when my storage is, I need to fix my storage. It doesn't look unemployed. Oh, it's this guy. I don't think you got to see it. It's this person. He's capping RN. I don't think he's capping. I don't think he's capping. I don't think he's capping at all. But Anch, how am I doing? Doing good. It is 6 a.m. here, and just woke up and figured I would, I guess, get angry and rant at people. So that's what we're here to do, I guess. That's what we're here to do. I don't know why, but I don't know. I have no idea. I and the problem with doing this though is I don't want to be mean to people though, because he's actually like a real guy who is actually unemployed. But like, you should not be unemployed for a year. Yeah, you should not be unemployed for a year. With 3 years experience, it's fine if you're new grad, I think, but like, yeah.
I wanted to make a video talking a little bit about my experience with unemployment as a software engineer, the job market, everything relating to that, because I think a lot of people are experiencing this a little bit. And there's a lot of talk about the job market specifically in computer science and like software engineering. And as someone who's been experiencing it for the past year or so, I think I have some insights into kind of what's going on. So just as
Like, I mean, I just like when I was like unemployed and like I was like making the YouTube channel, like doing like the leak code problems and stuff, like I would just do leak code problems every single day on stream, like live for everybody. And like I had like one, I was doing YouTube videos. I was also doing live streaming on Twitch. And at the same time, I was also doing like I did like some freelance projects. So I was like coding applications for people like a little bit. And then fourth thing is I I was doing leak code problems like 2 hours a day. So I mean it's just like and then like I don't know what this person's gonna say that they did in this past year, but I'm gonna guess that they haven't done a fraction of it. They've got like no YouTube videos that they've made. So they weren't making YouTube videos. Were they coding anything? Is like my question. So I don't know, man.
just like a little bit of background.
Like how do you I don't even know understand how you live. But yeah, I mean I don't know.
I have a physics degree. I have 3 years of experience as a software engineer. I have been unemployed for roughly a year. I think I'm coming up in a couple of days on 1 year of unemployment. I have been actively searching for a job for a good chunk of the time. Like I'd probably say maybe like 6 to 7 months of the time that I've been unemployed, I've been like actively searching. I did take a little bit of time off, so I guess not a full year of like searching actively, but I've probably sent out 300 or 400 applications. So it's not like I'm not trying.
300 to 400, that's so little. 300 to 400 is so little. That was like me. That's what I sent out in like 1 month. I feel like I like one of the things that I would say is like that I think I love is that like you can go to like Simplify and you can send out like 100 applications in like 2 hours, 4 hours, sorry. 4 hours for 100 applications. Like, I mean, that's like nothing. Yeah, just the frame is like so bad. I wouldn't even be able to watch this video. I would get so triggered. I would get too triggered. So that's fine. This is the video I was thinking about watching though, actually. So I like Chi Chi. I respect his opinion a lot. I would love to actually do an interview with him. I might ask him. He's in the Bay Area too, so maybe I could even like do it in person with him. But he's insanely good at LeetCode, like way beyond what NeetCode is. Beyond me at that, beyond like a lot of people. 300 to 400 is little. That is actually it is little for 1 year. In the context of a year, it's little. Like it depends on like what you're trying to do, right? Like in the context of a year, right? So this is what I would say, like a year. Can we have this white? The context of a full year, like 300 to 400 applications, is not really a lot. Like how many is that? That's one application per day in a full year. One application a day. Like that's not really a lot for a year. One application a day takes like 10 minutes to do an application. But there's also like automated. So we live now with like an AI world, and so like now there's things that just apply to jobs for you or like make it just really easy. Like this one. This is the one that I use. It's a Chrome extension. It's a Chrome extension, and it can help like autofill stuff, so you can get a lot of volume. But I wouldn't even say applications aren't even like the best use of your time, if you're trying to get a job. But yeah. Yeah, so that's what I mean is like when I say it's like a little, it's like in the context of a full year, like it's not portfolio matters. Yeah, but this guy, your resume matters. There's not really portfolios in software engineering, but this guy specifically has 3 years of experience. So he shouldn't like all he needs to do is he needs to pay a recruiter some money to look at his resume because he has experience, I think, assuming he wasn't goofing off on the job. And he has so then he just fixes up his resume and then does the interviews. He should be able to get interviews for sure, 1000%. With 3 years experience. Like something's wrong there, I think, in my opinion. But okay. But yeah, your resume matters. Yeah, your resume matters. Okay, what's this? Nico's video did well. My therapist when my credit card balance declines. The person who wrote that comment. The comment that sent NeetCode over the edge. Oh boy. The comment that sent NeetCode over the edge. Yeah, I think Primage is going to react to this too. Yeah. Okay, let's look at Chi-Chi.
These videos coming, I like them, and I think many other folks do as well. So it was very nice to me, so I'm not going to go too hard, but that might be one of the worst arguments that I've ever heard, because even if you're just watching LeetCode for entertainment,
He said he wasn't going to be too mean, and he just said, like, that was probably one of the worst arguments I've ever heard. I think, is that what he said?
videos pop up on my feed, make me check them and watch LeetCode stuff for entertainment, which is nice. So keep these videos coming, I like them, and I think many other folks do as well. So it was very nice to me, so I'm not going to go too hard, but that might be one of the worst arguments that I've ever heard, because...
Okay, one of the worst arguments I've ever heard. One of the worst. That's mean. Oh boy, I can only imagine what was inside his head. In my country, college matters more than anything. Yeah. In the United States, it is not like that. It's not like that. Your resume, like college matters, but like it's not that much. Like it matters for sure. Like the school you go to will for sure affect your future. But you're not stuck in a road path. Ozzy Mandias codes. I do feel like a lot of young CS students are struggling mentally with their studies and job search thoughts. Yeah, that's true. I mean, and I think it's very obvious too. Like if you were to look at this NeetCode video, I mean, he pulls up Reddit and things like that, here. It's like you could very, very easily see the mentality shift between here, what's on Reddit, and in the past. So Reddit for sure has shifted, and there's nothing really you can do. I mean, like I can't tell somebody, oh, well, just fix your mental, or like, oh, well, it's all in your head. I mean, that's not really what's going to fix it. It's going to require like more active, I think, thinking on their part, more internal thinking. Like it's like something only you can fix yourself, like, or it's only something that they can fix themselves because it's inside. Like the problem is inside. And the only thing you can really do is just guide them. So you can say like, hey, like go to the gym, like eat good food, make sure you're sleeping enough. You can have like examples of how like life, it's not that big of a deal, or how like, you always miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But your friend group is also going to matter. Like, I mean, I can't imagine, like, it just seems so toxic being a computer science student. I can't imagine, like, so many people in life just do what other people think. And so if all of your friends say CS bad, CS bad, CS bad, CS bad, and then like you're just right here, just listening to it, well, then eventually like you're just gonna convert yourself. And so then it's gonna be five of you guys talking about how bad CS is, and you're never gonna improve at all. So there's things you can do. I think isolating yourself, like there's groups of people, they're few, but there are groups of people who, among like these, who are, out and about, that you can find that are actually trying, that are actually serious, that do actually work hard. And then I think you just need to like actually find those and stick with them instead of like eventually converting into this. So that's what I think is like the solution. But this is very hard to do because everybody typically just wants to be like everybody else around them. And that's what's going to dominate. So, and then you just trap. So, but the answer is that you have to internally look within yourself.
Which I hate to break it to people, but you're probably not learning as much as you think. There's a reason why it's easy to watch a video, because nothing's actually going into your brain.
Okay, yeah. So he's right about this. The differences between like passive and active consumption, you learn the most from actually doing a problem, giving it a good hard shot with the tools expending mental energy. If you still can't get an AC, then trying to get some hits. You know how pain can sometimes be the greatest motivator and the greatest teacher. Say you're in a contest, you get a problem with like n equals 10 to the fifth, and you don't know any better, and you're like, surely an n squared will work, and you bang your head against a wall for an hour until with like 15 TLE attempts, and then you get a trash rank and you lose a bunch of rating points, and then you realize you can't do that, right? And hopefully you never have that awful thought again of using an n squared on a 10 to the fifth. Never do that. On LeetCode. Yeah, some things you just have to learn from experience. That said, let's read this comment. No, I like these videos because I'm not actively trying to grind LeetCode, but seeing your recent videos pop up on my feed make me check them out and watch LC stuff for entertainment, which is nice. So keep doing these. I like them, and so do a lot of folks, I reckon. I think this commenter right here, I don't think he's like actively trying to learn. I think he's just here for the vibes. He might already have a job and just likes the sound of your voice or something. I personally get a lot of people like that too. They're not even really.
I said the same thing too. Like it's just like they just like him. Like they just like his voice. Like they just want to listen. They want to be around NeetCode. They want to just see NeetCode solve some LeetCode. It's just entertainment. And he says that too. I think he literally says it's just entertainment.
Been really there for the content. I don't think he's learning a whole lot, but yeah, I don't think he's expecting to either.
And second of all, if you really like me and you like my videos, well, thank you. But I've made over 800 of them, guys, and I'm not even trying to plug too hard because if you don't want to search for them on YouTube, if you don't want to search for NeetCode on YouTube, you can go to my site, NeetCode.all. There's over 800 videos that I've made to LeetCode problems. So if that's not enough, it's never going to be enough, because if you can go through 800 of them, well, either at that point, you should probably take the training wheels off and not rely on video solutions anymore. And I'm telling you that because even though I make videos, I'm telling you at some point, you don't need to rely on videos anymore. And so if 800 problems isn't enough to pass your interview, well, you can still practice more problems, but you probably don't need videos at that point, or hopefully you shouldn't. Like,
Yeah, we don't even know if this guy's even trying to interview. Yeah, I can understand it. Like if there's somebody like is actively looking for a job, actively grinding up, the passive stuff doesn't work. Oh, by the way, like some of the 75 lists that he had up, the 75 and the 150 lists that he had up here, those are some of the good ones. If you want a curated problem set.
you guys know there was a time where there weren't
Midnight Simon, what is up? What is up? I was watching some Chi-Chi. I'm a React streamer now. I also reacted to this video too. I actually reacted to this before Chi-Chi did, before sunrise. Yeah, I was living in Spain for a little bit, and I was jet lagged, I guess, from that. But then I was like, you know what? What if we just wake up at 4 a.m. every day? So that's what I'm doing now. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks, I think, just waking up at 4 a.m. And it's nice too, because I think I'm more productive. So like if I wake up at 9 in the morning, well, then I use my most productive days on work at Walmart. Yeah, I go to bed at 9. Actually, I go to bed at 8. I'm going to bed at 8, but 8 or 9, I think is good. That's a good time to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fine too, because honestly, I mean, I'm not really doing anything. After work, I don't do anything anyways. When do you sleep? Yeah, I sleep at 8 or 9. And then I wake up at 4. So I actually woke up at 3 in the morning today, because I got like 6 hours of sleep. So yeah. And I like it. I like it. Because I feel way more focused now than I do, you know, after work. Like after work, I'm generally drained. I'm just, you know, we're out doom scrolling, right? And can call me Ashton. Call me that. It was the Instagram Ashton Hall. Ashton Hall. Call me Ashton Hall. There we go. Ashton Hall. Give me that 4 a.m. routine. There he is. 4:55 a.m. Look at him. A stallion. How is the job? The job is good. It's chill. I mean, like I said, like, I mean, I told you this before too, but I mean, it's just boring stuff, man. Nothing interesting happening. Man, I sleep like 9-10 hours daily. I need to reduce that. No, I think it's fine. 9-10 hours is fine. Like, that's just like, I think it depends on like, I think your lifestyle and also your personal needs. So usually I sleep 8, but like last week, I mean, some days I'll sleep in like really deep, and I'll sleep like 10 hours. 9-10 hours ain't fine. No, it's fine. Depends on your depends on, I think like every person has like probably their amount of like sleep that they need. And there's some people who can like work off like 5 or 6 or whatever, or like 6 hours. Also, I mean, I think your lifestyle also affects it. So like what are you doing during the day that's like using your energy and like using mental and like also probably like not helping you recover that much. So I imagine that if all you were to eat is like fatty foods, I'd imagine your body needs more recovery time. That'd be my guess. I'm actually taking all this stuff from Dr. K. Taking all this stuff from Dr. K. But I think it probably maps. Like, yeah. Also, Simon, when are you streaming? It's been a while, man. When are you streaming? You should be reacting to NeetCode. It shouldn't be me and Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi and I. Where do I have that video? I don't think I have it here. This is where I got that thing from. It's Dr. K. And then moving on Friday. Nice. Yeah, this is mine. This is mine, reacting to my reaction. 22 hours ago. I did it also in the morning, like 6 a.m. See, it's dark. But I did it at 2 times speed. I don't want to get time for that. Okay, moving out on Friday. Nice. And then you said, I just travel to uni and back and study and back, and that's what I do all day. Interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I sleep a lot. I think I probably sleep a lot. I don't like, surprisingly, like, again, I'll look at these people. Who's this guy? Unemployed for a year, bro. I'm not even gonna say like I'm super productive, bro. I'm kind of lazy. Like, honestly, like the full year, it feels like I'm just not. I don't feel like I'm working like that much. Like when I was unemployed, I was just making YouTube videos. Like it's just like I just did like 2 hours a day. Like I just turned on the stream just like I'm doing now, talking to a camera for 2 hours, and I closed it and did leak code. That was it. Like, it wasn't like that much work. But like I feel like if I talk to this person, if I were to talk to them, then he would tell me that he has not solved any leak code problems. And he was unemployed for a year. So I mean, I don't know what you're doing with the 12, 15 hours a day that he has. Kristen Codes, smiley face. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, anyways, let's look at these. Haven't solved any leak code problems in months, and neither have I. I mean, before I'm starting back on the grind though. I think I'm gonna try to interview at Fang, try to pass and get through next year. But I haven't really been solving. Yeah, like this is like my profile. It's like, you know, basically once I get my job, but never gonna start it up again. Seen that video on my recommendations. Nice. Yeah, Ecode's really taking storm. Changing the culture. Christian Codes. What's up, big dog? What's up, big dog? Nothing much.
Leak code videos, or the ones that did exist, they were pretty bad. How do you think people like me?
What's the TLDR of Nicode's video? TLDR. Do I have it? Do I have my thing here? Did I just take it out? That's sad. Hold on, I gotta pull it up. I'm gonna pull up mine. Oh, you have 1318 and I got 1319. That's crazy. We're just overlapping. Only your problems that you solved have been way harder than mine. So you're much better. Solaris, man, it's been a while. In Francia, I could probably, funny enough, I could probably stop by and see you. If I really, really wanted to. I mean, it'd be out of my way though, but. Do the full 20. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what's Nicode's video about? Yeah, so like basically I made this video. A couple of months ago. And so I'm gonna summarize this for you. So like basically, I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a guy, he posted a cooked computer science grad's perspective, right? And this fits super viral, right? 300,000 views in 14 days. Like this, everybody is like really, really feeling this, which is that like computer science is cooked. And as streamers, I know like Simon, you've seen this before a ton. And I think Solaris maybe has seen it, where people will jump in your chat and they will say, any hope for CS grads, right? Like this was like a year ago, I feel like, or a year and a half ago. And it was just like doomer, 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 doomer. And it's just tons of doomer content. So that's, I think that's what like started this. But like one thing I've noticed, like being an actual like teacher in the space and like trying to like going on calls with people, is that I would notice that like people are just lazy. Like they're just blatantly lazy. It is very, 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 very blatant laziness. And And so I made this video here too 3 months ago because I was losing my mind at just how like just gross and just disgusting and just like how like little work these people put in. And because you see it every single day and it's just so gross. It's the worst part about being in this space. I hate it. Anyways, the point of me saying that is that like the same thing just happened in Necode. Like, I mean, eventually being a teacher in this space, you're going to keep seeing this stupid stuff. And then you get tired of it. And then you just kind of go off. And that's just kind of what he did. So first part of his video is him saying like what actually triggered him. And it was like this specific comment that sent him over the edge. And when he read this comment, he realized that like, I guess his faith went down. But it wasn't just this comment, of course. It's like other stuff. So I think he talks about this Reddit page. Somebody posted and was like, well, maybe we should be actuaries instead of computer science. Oh, no, his video is not clickbait. Oh, no, he's very upset. I would be upset too. Again, I mean, I feel with them because like, if you actually, like, I would just say, like, actually talk to these software engineers, like, go on a call with them and talk to them and ask them, oh, hey, like, what'd you do? Oh, you applied to 5 applications. Okay, you know you have to do more than just applying to 5 applications if you want a job, right? It's like, it's just so stupid. You know you have to code, like, just a little bit. How many leaker problems do you have? Oh, you did 12. Okay. Anyways. And like for this, he mentions this post here too, right? So this person's saying like, well, what if we just go into actuarial science instead of computer science? And everyone in the comments is like, no, that doesn't work. It'll never work. You can't do that. You can't be actuarial science because then you have to take an exam and you have to take a test. And you just don't understand that like once you do that, well, it's just not gonna work. It's like, oh my God, like like it's just so insane. Like it's just like so doomer. And I get triggered at it. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. And then he shows this thing with Jonathan Blow and this idea that like computer science students and CS people or whatever, like who don't have the skills, like they expect a company to just pay them money and then also train them on those skills. Like the idea that you don't know how to use GitHub, you barely know how to code a to-do list, you don't know how to like code any of this stuff, and somehow you want like the company to say, I'm going to pay you $50,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year, and I'm going to hold your hand and teach you all this stuff at the same time. So that was that. That's what he's talking about there. And then this one is this is a very blunt but true take. Most people trying to get into entry-level roles have a lot of misconceptions. Most don't want to take the initiative. They might want the coding. Like, it's just kind of like, there's just people who jumped in. So, yeah. Yeah, it's recommending it to me because I did that. Anyway, so that's the video. That's the video. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Do you think grinding LeetCode is still the way? It definitely is. The problem, like Necode's thing is just people are just lazy. That's what Necode's really saying. So this video's not clickbait. Yeah, usually I ask people that if they've studied at least 100 hours. Yeah. And they'll just tell you no. What's the point? What's the point of studying? What's the point of doing anything? Let's just give up. It's like, true, give up. Go work at McDonald's. Go to McDonald's. At this point, I think meta is to spray and pray. Tanae Gotsi. I don't know. I don't know if it's spray and pray. Like, I mean, the point is you need like actual good strategy. And I try to outline the strategy like pretty well. That's why I made like the page that I made. Oh no, my thing's dead. Now my face is dark. I tried to outline like what you're supposed to do. Like with my website, I mean, I don't know what else to do. I mean, I know a couple things. I could probably make it better, but like, I tried to like outline like this is what you do, like literally. Like, you don't know how to code. Okay, here's how you learn how to code. You don't know what to build. Okay, like build some stuff. Okay, you don't know DSA, LeetCode. Okay, Do that. You don't have resumes. Okay, pay someone or get friends or whatever to review your resume. Okay, then do a little bit more LeetCode practice. Like not the baby stuff, but like real stuff, and then just get your job offer. I don't know, but I think like spray and pray in the sense that like you should just have to not be discouraged by getting rejected, I guess. I don't know. LOL Chi-Chi's video. Do you think grinding LeetCode? Yeah, I think you for sure LeetCode. Like this is the way. If you want a software engineering job, I think this is the path. This is the path that I did. So it's the only thing I would recommend. I'll just tell you what I did, and I don't think I will be unemployed for a year. I could tell you that. That's not can't catch me unemployed for a year. Miss me with that. That's how I felt when I was trying to find Meki. Yeah, just go. What's the point? Yeah, I think that's I think that's what happens. Just give up. What's the point? And then, back in 2010, yeah. What's the website? The website. It was Ray's roadmap. I took in all the LeetCode problems that I did. Like the 700, whatever that I did in 2014, and then like these are actually like these are very poorly formatted, I will tell you. But try to like generate the thing based off that. What's happening here? Okay, this thing feels like it's broken. Okay, this is broken. Anyways, I put them out for these, but the domain. Let me put this here. Domain it's my name, the domain, but it's also has a paywall on it, just so you know. It is paywalled. It's freemium. So the roadmap thing is there, but it is paywalled. I think it's $7. $7 a month. $7 a month or 45, I think, for like ever. Or ever as in while I exist as a human, maybe, possibly. Okay. But anyways, the point of me was like, I just tried to show my roadmap. That's all I did. It was just like, what did I do? How could I distill that down and make it more simple? Cool. Cool. Okay, let's watch this Chi-Chi video. What's he talking about? Yeah, I'm really curious on if Chi-Chi gets as triggered as I do seeing this stuff. Also, what is up, Deagle? I saw you message earlier. You said then realized the cantilever beam is a rigid structure with just one anchor point based. How to employment, had Decode ask me to meta to quit. Raymer reacts and Decode reacts, which is a video I've already reacted to. I'm just curious, like, does Chi-Chi get as triggered as I do at this stuff? I mean, you guys saw me earlier. I'm angry. I don't like being angry. Maybe I do. That's why I'm watching this.
Like me and other people, some smarter than me, some less smarter than me. How do you think we did it, guys? There used to be a day where ChatGPT also didn't exist. You know, people did get through that. So, and I also want to recognize that, you know, it is kind of easy when a video just pops up in your feed. Yeah, you don't have to search for it. But if that's the hurdle.
I'm not watching this on one time. We're not doing it. Yeah, it's 2 times speed. Yeah, I can't. I don't have 47 minutes to watch this. Let's be real. We all have been in a help live stream. I have. I asked Chi-Chi, how do I get good at LeetCode? He gave me the secret. I wish, unfortunately, I think he unlisted the VOD, or I think it got deleted or something. And so I don't get access to it, but I would totally put that on my YouTube channel of the advice he gave me.
Hurdle. If that's the hurdle, that's why you want me to keep making videos and take time out of my day to make those videos.
I was real nervous doing the call too. I did actually on a call.
Well, I don't really feel like I'm having much of an impact. I really don't. I feel like I'm just making.
He's got a lot of viewers. I mean, like, I think 100 or 50.
Easier for people to be lazy, which is fine, I guess. But okay, but this is just one comment, not a big deal. And you know, I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy teaching people how to think about these problems. I made another video today on this beautiful Saturday night, and I got another comment that just, you know, I just couldn't.
Are we getting? Is this just like going through YouTube comments and finding the ones that piss you? Dude, you can do this all day. No matter who you are as a YouTube content creator, you can just play this game all day. Just, man.
Yeah, I don't like how Decode started this video off, which is crazy because he actually got a ton of views on it. But like starting with the YouTube comments, I think was like the weakest thing for this. He should have started with Reddit, I feel like, but
couldn't take it, okay? I just could not take this comment. So I'll give you the background a little bit. I won't go too much into the math, too much into the LeetCode explanation. If you guys care, you can watch the video. But basically, I was explaining why this solution was greedy and why you do certain math having remainder one, or sum of two numbers having remainder one. Why can't we use three numbers? And so I know
I'm
everybody
gonna skip ahead because I've already seen this. I've already seen it.
says
but-
that there's no such thing as a dumb question. But when I read this question, I just could not believe somebody would ask this dumb question.
Oh, I can believe it. Happens all the time, man.
Based.
Because not because you had the question, because anytime you're listening to an explanation or going through some kind of argument, this would happen to me a lot in math class. It would seem common sense, but I would always think a little bit deeper. Like, why is that the case? What's the counterexample? What's the proof? Or at least what's the
Okay, so like thinking before you speak, yeah, I kind of agree that's a little bit of a lost art. But yeah, I can kind of see why it gets triggered here. Yeah, I mean, if you thought about it a little bit.
intuition of the proof? So the
I think also, doesn't Chi Chi get kind of triggered in his streams? I don't know. Does it? I think it maybe only at Don't Defense, actually.
Actually, why don't we like do that real quick, okay? So for LeetCode question 1262 explanation, okay. So I will take the
Dumb questions are the good ones. Depends. I mean, as a teacher, I don't know. If you're teaching someone, are dumb questions what you want to hear? I don't know. Not with LeetCode questions? Oh, the life help stream's not with LeetCode. Oh, I haven't actually asked Chi Chi for help with my life. I don't know what I would ask him. I feel like I should ask somebody who has like any like domain expertise.
This is a really good answer. This is much better than the answer you would have gotten out of me.
Also, will this work? Can my light work? Because my face is very dark. Can it work while it's charging? Whatever. If you find a question that is dumb and you don't really know how to explain apart from its trivia or its common sense, maybe it's not so trivial. Yeah, that's true. I think that's true. Like, a question can seem like it's dumb, but it's not really dumb. You just don't know the answer, and you're trying to hand wave it. Like, that's very common. I think especially with system design, is that you just hand wave the stuff you don't know. You're like, oh, well, it's easy.
Out of a YouTube comment, okay? So yeah, the only thing I'd be pissed off at is this Hey Yayesh guy probably should have dumped it in AI.
always wrong. Maybe people have always been like this, but honestly,
Actually depends. If you're coaching and tutoring one-on-one, they keep asking similar questions, and it's actually valid. But yeah, if it's a random person online, yeah, you can't get mad at that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine. You can get annoyed. I think it's fine, but yeah, I don't know. To be fair, I don't even understand the question in the comment.
honestly, I've started
Yeah, you need the context of it. That's another mistake that NeetCode made. Like, he put this comment out here, but nobody knows the context. He explains the context at the end, but this was a dumb question. I would tell you that. I mean, it was just like basic mathematics. It was like, you have three cases, remainder one, like for the LeetCode daily, you have remainder one, remainder two, and then remainder three. And it's like, in what case is remainder three, not zero? Or like, what case can you add the remainders, whatever? It's kind of dumb.
I've started to notice this in recent years much more. I don't know if it's ChatGPT or if it's grade inflation in schools, which has been going on for a long time now, but there's a reason.
Okay, I don't care about any of this.
for people who are
Unless Gigi says
People in the
something.
past, I feel, weren't necessarily better at problem solving. They simply had a different set of problems to deal with and optimized around different skills. So that's how I feel about it.
To hold your
I think it's true.
hand every little step of the way. I'm not helping you guys. I'm really not. I can act like I'm helping you guys. I can act like I'm your savior, but I'm not helping you. And I've been very lucky over the for people who are struggling to get CS jobs, have you considered becoming an actuary, which there are jobs like very math and
Okay, interesting. Okay, so my actual first job out of college was as an insurance actuary.
Maybe. This is actually good context.
I was at a property casualty consulting firm, and I did the first two actuarial exams, which are like common to like both tracks, property casualty and life. The job was super boring, just reading and editing Excel files all day. So like CS students are considering going to actuarial work because AI is taking CS jobs. But I would beg to argue that AI will probably disrupt the actuarial industry harder than CS, because I don't really see any part of the actuarial job. I mean, again, this was a job I had like over 15 years ago. But I don't see any part of that job.
Over 15 years ago. How old is Chi Chi? I'm coding. Joking.
Job that shouldn't be automated, in my opinion.
statistics focused. I don't really know a ton about it, but he was making the argument because actuaries have a really low rate of
She's 40 something. Yeah.
employment right now. And so for the people that just got into CS because they just wanted a job and they wanted to be paid reasonably well, there are other alternatives that they could consider. And so the comments were mostly reasonable, but they just gave me the impression of people that are just like, I don't know how to describe it, but, and I know a lot of people from this.
I love this part because Decode has so much disgust on his face. Like just at here, he has so much disgust on his face as he's like describing like just how his brain is so broken.
From this generation, by the way. So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to be a boomer and just, say that this new generation is cooked, because I know some insanely smart.
And we call him Unk, or being disrespectful was just factual. No, I knew Chi-Chi was old, like older. He's got the gray hairs too. You could tell. Uncle Cheech. Love him. I wish, unfortunately, he doesn't make more videos like these.
Smart, hardworking, and passionate people.
Yeah. He's an old head. Pushing 40.
People.
Is he actually 40 something? That's crazy to still be in the industry. I feel like I don't know that many like who aren't managers. How many like actual devs
that are very,
Not at
very young,
Walmart.
college age, or they just graduated, and they're way smarter than I am. So it's not like they don't exist, but
he also was retired, so that actually makes sense too.
average has really come down. I see these people say, well,
Yeah, there we go. This is the just disgust. It's just like, oh my god.
that's just a really hard field to get into, and CS is popular because it's easier. Even though everybody's complaining about how hard it is to get a CS job, which is fair, right? There is a lot of competition, and it's really hard. Even if you are really good, it's hard to
Guys, the sun is coming up. Eventually, I won't be too dark.
prove that nowadays because the funnel is just so damn big. Because there's a lot of, in my opinion, people that have no business even applying for jobs that are diluting that job pool. It's very unfortunate. But there's people that are complaining about the fact that you have to take an exam to be an actuary to get your license. So you have to prove that you actually know what you're doing. The way they kind of describe.
Okay, this comment over here. You fail an exam once or twice and you're fired and potentially blacklisted from retail. Okay, like that comment is almost certainly not true. Okay, you're fired.
Someone on the
Potentially
internet was wrong.
Blacklisted from it. Something else had to have been going on because I think they expect you to fail every once in a while. I mean, they are hard exams. Potentially blacklisted from it. I don't remember that. Yeah. Anyway.
Private is you have to be okay spending the next 5 to 10 years of your post-college life studying. Oh, God forbid you have to study for an exam to actually prove you know what you're doing. And I'm not saying it's easy to be an actuary, but like this whole attitude of people that are complaining about CS and tech jobs, but also saying, well, the alternatives are just so hard. I mean, what kind of bubble are we living in, guys? Like, this is the real world. Like, every job that exists, there's people doing it and doing it full time. And, once in a while, you do have to recognize your privilege. I like to believe I worked hard to get to where I am, but at the same time, like, the amount of money that I was paid at Google was disproportionately higher than how hard.
Okay. So I think right now, 2025, just given the gigantic amount of demand for CS jobs, it's probably easier to get an actuarial job right now. But I also wouldn't say it's as easy as just show up and you're hired levels of easy. I review lots of software engineer resumes on stream, and I kind of have a good sense of where people are at, education, project, skills wise, and who's getting hired and who's not. I think the problem here is that in CS, when you've put in the work, you've tried so hard and you got so far, and in the end, it doesn't even matter. You're too
Nice.
mentally taxed at that point. You've just been really burned out, and I mean, if you're really young, that's really hard to deal with. You're too mentally taxed. I feel.
Oh man, that sucks. I thought I was hoping that Chi-Chi was going to confirm my pre-existing bias. I was hoping Chi-Chi was going to say that like, oh, he's seen how lazy they are, but he's saying that they worked hard. And that's like, Nicode's interesting because I think he's on the internet a lot. I'm kind of on the internet. And I've also like just personally talked to like a lot of just random software engineers. So if I have like a link in my bio and I'll say like, hey, free call, and they'll just actually do it and talk to me. And I've done like maybe 50 of those calls. And the number of people, I'll ask them, how badly do you want a job? And they'll all say like 8, 9, 10, like 1 out of 10. How badly do you want it? 8, 9, 10. And they'll have solved 5 leak code problems, unironically. That's not working hard, in my opinion. And but maybe it's selection bias. Maybe it could be selection bias. I don't know. But I was hoping Chi-Chi would have different thoughts, but I guess I don't think so.
To like say to yourself, okay, let's just move all of our energy to another career, right? I mean, you might just end up at that point saying, okay, if CS is not working out, we can do actuary, and then you apply to like 20 different actuarial jobs, and
if that's the case, then I don't think Chi-Chi is gonna agree with really any of this other evidence.
It's a fantastic documentary. I'd recommend it to anybody. John Blow's in it, and it's because he made a really popular platformer called Braid. I will say game dev is really tough. A little bit of a tangent here. I've got a lot of respect for game developers. The guy who made Stardew Valley, the Concerned Ape guy, he spent 4 years, day and night, building the game, and by year 3, he looked at what he built and he thought it was objectively bad. Okay, so imagine having the thought at some point in your life journey that you have simply.
So if you use modulo 2 and modulo 1, and then you could only just not have used them both, so you only want to use modulo 2 or modulo 1. In both cases, you could do modulo 2 at most. So if you use modulo 3, you could use 0, 1, 2. So it's never good to use 3. I mean, congruent with mod 2 or mod 1. What? If you use 1 mod 2 and 1 mod 1, then you could have just not used them both. So you only want to use mod 2 or you only want to use mod, and in both cases you can do it using 2 at most. So if you use 3, you could. It's not this one. This isn't what the question. This was not the question that the person was asking. The person was asking because there's the other case where you can use modulo 2, and a modulo 1. So that person was asking about that case. So he was like the person understood that I think you can use modulo 2 and a modulo 1. And I think the person understood that you can use a modulo 3. And the person understood that you can, I think he understood those two cases, and that there's another case where you use a modulo 2, and a modulo 1. I'm saying that in this case, modulo 3 is equal to 2, and modulo 3 is equal to 1. Cancel each other. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think it was like pretty, like, it's basically something you could prove, I think, yourself pretty easily, because you only get three things. Ayo, I have a big message, but it fails to send. Is some word blacklisted? I don't know. I mean, I'm on Twitch. It might be blacklisted. Maybe, I don't know. How do I see that? How do I see if a word's blacklisted? How do I do that? Content moderation, community analytics, stream manager, maybe. I have a chat, but I don't know. Moderation, settings, email. It says discrimination and slurs. There you go. All right, I sent it. All right, I turned off discrimination and slurs. So you're free to go, Deal. Go for it. Let it rip. Let it rip. I turned off Twitch's auto mod. So we are fully engaged. Have at it, fam.
Simply wasted 3 years of your life working on nothing, you know? Even if I knew I would have been that wildly successful like the guy did with Stardew Valley, I wouldn't want to go through that personally. That is rough. I used to do game dev, and anyway, the name of the movie is Indie Game. Highly recommend it. And let's see what he has to say.
Wrong. He's very smart, and he thought it was wrong, and he was responding to a comment where, like, people have this sort of expectation that companies have an obligation to hire entry-level people and then train them and hold their hand through every step of the way, and that's kind of what he says. So, like, his quote is, people have this weird entitled attitude. I don't know anything about games or programs.
I don't think I have any discrimination or slurs. It doesn't work for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. I turned off auto mod, but I'm not sure why. That's the only thing I could see is auto mod.
Programming or whatever. I expect a company to hire me and train me up. No, that person needs to cover most of the distance himself before he's in the territory where the company even can train him meaningfully for the particular job. And I don't want to get too caught.
Totally agree with this. It's tough enough to get somebody experienced up to speed. And in game dev specifically, I think you probably should have already built games on your own before joining. Well, okay, maybe not like a Megacorp or an EA or something, but like a smaller game studio. Yeah, definitely.
This is weak. I want it harder.
I mean, maybe
flames coming out of his head.
Depending on where you're looking, who you're listening to, you might notice more of them, or they might irritate you more now. But yeah, I feel like they've always been there.
I'll quickly go through this. I basically agreed that his take was blunt but true. I think most, but not all, people trying to get an entry-level role have a lot of misconceptions of.
Okay.
has clearly failed. People are not learning
Okay, I think we're fine. Okay, Solaris, I think you were interested in the leak code stuff, so I guess we'll play this this explanation.
Even senior devs-
You're interested in the leak code stuff.
Simply doesn't learn it and finds other ways to add value. I don't feel like they, quote, become lazy. I mean, it could appear that way because they're taking kind of the easy way out relative to the previous generation on a particular context, but I feel like they just optimize different skill sets that make them ultimately more useful.
So why would
Everything's by yourself. Yeah,
anybody want to hire somebody like
That's
that? I wouldn't want to hire somebody like that, especially in today's age. Like, they're not going to help the team. They're going to slow down the team so much. You have to understand that when you're an entry-level person, you don't want to slow down everybody else. You don't want to have to go ask for everybody's opinion or ask a million questions. Okay, I think I'm done with that.
Okay, well, to be fair, in any like sufficiently complex code base, like you'd find, well, pretty much anywhere, even senior devs will be asking like a million questions to the team just to get up to speed on some of the internal processes and why it is done this way. How does this API work? The key for a developer in this day and age is to get really productive really quickly, and asking questions is perfectly fine.
Now let me just go through the rest of the explanation that I was talking about. So just to give the context of what I was even explaining in the video, I mentioned what I'm about to tell you in the video, and then I'll answer that person's question in less than 60 seconds. So you have some total number. So let's call it X. If you mod it by 3, there's 3 different cases. Either the remainder could be 0, 1, or 2. We don't care about the first case, but looking at the other 2 cases, if it has a remainder of 1 or a remainder of 2, we want to remove that remainder of 1 or that remainder of 2. And so this is what I basically said in the video. I said, if we're trying to remove a remainder of 1
Oh yeah, so this is the other one too, is that you could remove 1, 1, 1. You could remove 1, 2. Or you can remove, 2, 1, or you could remove like 2, 2, I think. But it's like some combos of that. So it's like something you could just prove by just writing it out. Like, which combinations do I need to pick from here? I think both sides of this rant are wrong in their own way. Yes, while I agree, some people are probably lazy and in it to get rich quick. The job market is not in the place where it was a couple of years ago. I personally believe that even if someone was cracked, they should still struggle right now with getting an interview, so I don't blame new people from feeling frustrated. Like they're applying to jobs like a robot with seemingly no outcome. Finally got it through with some edits. Yeah, I don't know what happened. But yeah, I mean, I think it's I think it's fine. Like, I don't know. It depends. It's unfortunate. Like, the thing that I see, at least, and I think that Waichichi is not really on board with this, and I think he should. I think he should be, but because he is in the education space, like he's teaching people. I don't think he asks. I don't know. I would like to see him actually talk on a call with them. In my experience, people who have like really good resumes, like, are missing like the other avenues that they're not doing, but I wouldn't really call them lazy, but testing chat autofilter. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's, I don't know actually. I don't know how I could describe it, but like, I don't know how I could describe it, but like, basically, yeah, I mean, I don't know how to describe it because there's no data on this. All we can really talk about is just anecdotes and like feelings. And my feeling like in 2020 was that like, wow, software engineers are like so, like they have it so good and they just complain like so much. Like, at least at my college, that's how it was. It was like, I got a $150,000 job offer, but I really wanted the 200K job offer. Oh man, that really sucks. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Or I don't know if I should take my 160K job offer from Google or take the 175K job offer from Meta or Amazon. And it's just such a really hard decision. And like now, or like during the pandemic, it was like, we get to work remote from our house and also make a lot of money. But I don't want to do leak code. And then now it's like, well, the job market's really bad and I have to do leak code and it's just like it just seems like it's just nonsense. Especially looking at the subreddits too. Like it's dominating. There's like a virus that's infecting it, and it is like just doomer pilled. Like these are the videos that go viral. In 2020, 2021, the videos that went viral were the viral videos were a day in the life of a software engineer. Now the mood has shifted, and now it is my experience being unemployed as a software engineer for a year. This is viral now. This one, a cooked CS guy's grad's perspective. This is viral now. So there is because the mindset is like poison. It's like actually poison. Yeah, I don't know. That's like just my thought. Is that like it sets you back so far when you adopt this mindset and when this is the only thing you see. But another explanation is pigeonhole principle. You can always either take best of 2, best of 3 mod 1, or best of 2. You have to take 2, so yeah.
Possibility would be.
Anyways, okay, I'm done doing this. All right, we spent a lot of time watching this. This was actually way too much time, but anyways, I'll turn this into a YouTube video. So if you guys want to watch more videos, I have other reactions, other advice for LeetCode on the channel. Feel free to check those out, and I'll see you in another video. Cool, got that recorded. So that's for the YouTube. Now. That was for the video. For the YouTube video. Okay, I don't know if I mean, I just want to see what he's saying in here. I want to see what he's saying, but I don't want to know. What I like to do is I like to copy the transcript. I'm not going to watch this because it also would probably trigger me. And then I'll start ranting about dumb stuff. I would honestly say that those day in the life videos are a major reason why people are so frustrated. They see the average outcome. I would say, and those people made it. Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think CS increased, and yeah, I think it was influence, and I think there's a lot of disillusionment. Yeah. Are you on Ericto server? I think I am. I also did his coaching. I did Ericto's like little coaching, although I didn't have any time because I think he had like 6 a.m. Lectures, and I stopped. I could join it again though. I think Ericto was kind of disappointed too with the people he was teaching. That's what it felt like when I was inside a little bit. Okay, let's see. What's this guy saying in this video? Because I'm not going to read it or watch it. Limited options. Oh, they're unable to relocate. Well, then that's, well, you're kind of screwed. Yeah, but not being able to relocate is going to be a tough one for sure for job opportunities. Maybe his expectations are very high. Ericto did it before NeetCode, yeah. Yeah, like he got like a lot of people who just were like lower quality. They weren't as good at, the competitive programming. But he also has like an advanced group. So he has 2 levels, advanced and like beginners. Beginners is like not beginner at all. It's like you have to be rated 2000 in LeetCode. I think honestly probably like 2400. Unable to relocate. That's cool. He gives you homework problems. I would recommend it. Limited options. Traditional applying, messenger recruiters. Impact on self-worth. Hope and disappointment, frustration. Yeah, like 2022, you could just do nothing and you would get a job. Like you just turn on your LinkedIn and you get like 20 people DMing you. So it was very different. I mean, you could just get any job. Kind of makes me feel bad, honestly, because I probably I could have gotten a much better job I could have gotten a much better deal in 2022. But my deal was good. I got fully remote living in Colombia. So that was fine. All right. This one I was gonna react to, but I don't want to anymore. I've already watched the video too. So those thoughts will be saved for another generation. Sometimes I'm even disappointed in myself. Yeah, I think that happens with really competitive people too. I mean, it happens to me when I'm solving LeetCode. But it's not like a deep disappointment. But hopefully yours isn't super deep. Okay, I have watched it. That guy has a non-CS degree, 3 years of work experience. Yeah, I saw that. That's currently working in a restaurant as a server and cannot relocate due to personal reasons and has no interviews. Either when applying to 100. Hundreds of jobs weekly. I mean, that's not true. Because he said while applying to 100 jobs weekly, he didn't say that in the video. He said he applied to 100. Or sorry, he's applied to 400 total jobs in 1 year. I think actually it might have been like, yeah, I think it was like about that. Because I stopped watching at the 1 minute mark, but around here he says like he's been unemployed for a year and in total he actually was actively searching for 6 months, and then in those 6 months he applied to 400 jobs, something like that. C is a first programming language, but like if he applied every single week to tons and tons of jobs, I have no thought that he would get a job. I'd be actually shocked because I just haven't seen someone who's worked really hard. This also depends on your LeetCode. Like the problem with getting a job in the job market, especially on the internet stuff, is nobody has any like direction really. And also this is why for my roadmap, at least this is the way that I think of things personally, how I think about how I'm going to be setting up my job is that I want to have like some kind of base level of projects that I can do, right? So this is my work experience. So this guy actually has that. He's got that checked off. We know his projects are good. If you're missing any one of these things, by the way, you're not going to get the job at all, unfortunately, right? And so he has the experience. So I think this is fine. Like he can code, like he's got, these 3 parts. But then I don't know how his DSA is. He never mentioned it in the video. But I guess granted, he hasn't gotten any interviews. And so then like, let's fix like, what does this resume look like? Okay. Like we need to like actually go through step by step and actually like dissect everything, because I feel very confident that there is something missing here. I feel very confident saying that. Now maybe where he lives, I don't even know where he lives, but maybe where he lives, there's just no jobs. So if there's no jobs where you live, you have to move. You have to move or you don't get a job. Like that's it. So there's a lot of stuff at play here. If I don't know where he lives though, like if he lives in like, some super small city with 10 people in it, well, yeah, you can't be a software engineer. Maybe you can look for remote jobs. And that's like, maybe we can start playing around with that. Well, then like now you're gonna have to like build up those things. And so it's like, okay, cool. Well, what's your resume? What are your skills? Maybe we can get you involved in like some AI startups. And but it's work. It sucks. It's a lot of work. Building out the AI stuff, like building up those things if you don't have it on your resume already. Also, refactoring, editing, revising your resume, doing the LeetCode stuff so you can pass the interview, doing the system design. But if any of this stuff isn't as out of whack, you don't get anything. You get $0. Like $0. And so anyways, this is how I think about it. So I just want my skills to be base level in all of those. So, and I don't think any software engineers kind of think about it this way. It is complicated. It's more complicated, I think, but the things every day are there. Solaris, I lost a whopping 141 in the Codeforces contest. Yeah. Yeah, I would be losing a ton of elo if I was doing competitive programming. I should do some of the contests, look at the problems. We should. Yeah, I might be filling in some details. Tough to remember when the stories are really quite similar. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I mean, that's my thoughts. C as a first programming language, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Like, that's another thing too, right? So what's the programming language you know? This is why, like, if you guys have seen me, like, I'm learning Java a little bit. And the reason I'm doing Java is because there's tons of Java jobs. So like if I learn Java, well, I'm probably like not gonna be as employed as if I was like, I'm gonna learn actually, sorry, Haskell. Not to say Haskell's bad, but like it depends on what you decided to learn. Now C, like just look at what jobs are in there. Are there tons of C jobs in your area? And then you decide to pick on that. But this 100% matters. If you're just like, I'm gonna learn Flutter, right? I'm gonna learn Flutter. Oh my god, I just love Flutter. Right? Well, there's no Flutter jobs though, so this impacts you. It impacts your ability to get interviews because there's only 10 companies hiring it. I'm from India. We have a lot more graduates than jobs for CS. To get one of the things they do is go to top schools and pick what they want. Yeah. Yeah, India is crazy. I mean, I don't know anything about India's market. I only know the United States, but with the market being so tough, even in the US, I don't think companies would here would start having University EU as a filter. I think that's how it is. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. It might already be like that too. I've heard a lot of companies have stopped hiring at universities, especially my university specifically. But I wouldn't be surprised if you're at Harvard, like you just get really like everyone's always going to hire at Harvard, maybe. There's a dual channel on Ericto's server. I just discovered there's like a bot and stuff to do custom duels. Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Strolus, thanks. Oh, okay, that was long time ago. Cool. All right. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm not sure how much to react to. There's a lot of talking, so I want to try to solve some leak code problems. I did have one pulled up. Let's see if I can find it. I was gonna solve some leak code then. Do a little bit. Do a little bit at least. Where'd my problem go? Dang, it's gone. Hold on. Maybe I put it somewhere. Yikes. I did not put it anywhere. My thing is gone. That sucks. It was like apples or something. Like getting apples. I guess we'll do another one. Oh, here it is. I got it. You correct Ericto solving the bi-weekly contest. I'm not reacting to leak code stuff. I don't want to watch that. I don't want to watch Ericto solving bi-weekly. I mean, that's pretty rare though. I don't think he would do that. I'm not sure what rank he got. I'm curious on that, but I mean, if he did it in like 30 seconds. Erecto bi-weekly. It'd be really cool. I could probably ask him if he wanted to do a podcast interview. Oh, but he's only done it like 4 years ago. That was the last time he did it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and he was explaining things at the same time, so not that better. Okay. Oh, he did it yesterday? Okay.
One, two,
He did.
and three.
He did.
Twitch seems to work great. What about YouTube?
I feel like Polish people are pretty cool. Polish people are pretty cool. Yeah, there's no way. This is not happening. This is 1 hour long. My comment doesn't show up. It did show up, didn't it? Ericto's vid. Well, comments are organized, I think, by like popularity and other factors. So I mean, it really depends. Like, it probably does show up. It's just like they just sort it certain ways. Everyone has their own algorithm for comments. Oh wait. Also, you definitely should have put this as a the bit.ly links. What do you call this? Code share. Code should never be shared like this. Like, it should always just be a code share, especially because you get code syntax highlighting for sure. But you're way better. I mean, obviously you're way better at this stuff than me, but if I'm ever gonna send code, it should definitely just be a code share link. Because this is, I mean, this, you actually formatted it too here, which is good. It's formatted and everything. But that's cool. Wait, Ericto has a referral for LeetCode? Bro, I asked them. I asked them for referral code. They didn't give me any referral code. That's crazy. I literally messaged him. I was like, hey, can I get a referral code? They don't give me anything. Yeah, I asked about a year ago. But I guess they reached out to him and it was like, hey, would you do it? I would love to be a affiliate. Like, send me a hoodie. Like a LeetCode hoodie. And I'll link it. I don't care anymore. So we're beyond the hoodies. All right, this is an easy problem. 0. Is it just BFS? Level order traversal, like Bing? No, that isn't. I don't like that. I think DFS. DFS. And then add its count. Does that work though on 10 to the 5th? I think it should, because you're just only going through everything once. So we think we can just go through everything, and then if it's an apple, well then we can say, yeah, this subtree had an apple in it, so then therefore we should add it. We must go here. If there's no apples, then we don't need to add its values. I think that's fine. The other thing too, I think we need to build the tree. And actually, let me be right back here, actually. All right, I'm back. I'm back. What ELO is this problem? This problem is easy-ish. I mean, it's a Q3 1683. I think that's easy. I would say that's like low. But yeah, well, this one's 1443. So I guess not recent. You expected higher? Really? I feel like this is just DFS. Yeah, I thought this was just DFS. And then you're just keeping track of like several different attributes. It's like checking is it a subtree or not. Yeah. Anyways, we have to build the graph, so then we do for source, definition, and edges. Then graph at source, and destination. Now these are one-way connections. No, they're bilateral. I mean, really they should be, but I'll just do it just in case. I don't know if that matters. And then I don't like lists. I prefer like a set. Well, I guess it's a list, so that is a set because it's integers. 0, 1, 2. So that's fine actually. This will work perfectly. And I don't know if that matters, but let's just change the name of it. Okay, cool. Now it's set up, and then we can do DFS. And then I think we just start here and we say like we have 0, 0, 4. It might be something like that. Maybe something like that. All right. Okay. Node. Go through the node. And I'm going to turn this thing off. Okay. Maybe I probably shouldn't. Whatever. Okay. Do the node and then say if has Apple. Maybe we have a scene too. I don't want to go skip twice. If node and scene return my solution. I can't look at your solution yet. So then return 0 and then false, and then we could actually say if it's returned 0 that means it is false. Maybe. Maybe if it returns 0 that means it is false. I mean, once you've solved it. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder if we could just return 0 instead. Is it only 2 edges? No, it's in vertices, I think. It's an undirected tree. I mean, I don't think it's is it an array tree? I don't think it's necessarily only 2. Oh, it says no, it doesn't really say it. I think it could be in array, although they give you no examples of it being in array. And I don't think it really changes anything though, so we can just keep going. So like if value is 0, then that must mean that it was a leaf, or there was nothing there. So then that means that we don't do anything. And then if the value, or if what I want to do is return all the values, but I don't think we can do that yet. I think we need to plan a bit more and check if it's an apple. So if is apple, and let me say like this is equal to sum of vowels, and sum not equal to 0, return sum plus 1. Now it could not be an apple, but then it has a value. I think this is unnecessary, but maybe you could do it. I mean, it's literally the same thing. It doesn't make sense though. I need to check if it's an apple. Let's see here. Do we check if the child is an apple? Really, recently there was a tree problem in Codeforces that I really liked. I think you could solve it. I would say maybe equivalent to 3,300 on 0track. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna have time. There's always too many problems to solve. Always, there's way too many problems that exist. Like they added cat memes to this. All right. Okay. So we go through all of them, but the problem is I think I might be overcomplicating it. Hey Raymond, don't you feel like you're sinking too much time into LeetCode if the industry decides to move away from it? Like not like code transfer is making real software. One, I don't think the industry will ever transfer away from like LeetCode, like coding style interviews. I can't imagine it. Like I think that we will always, I think as a software engineer, you will always be asked to code in front of somebody. Like nobody was just going to take your word that you know how to write software. And so it's always going to involve some kind of coding, I think. Maybe that'll change and maybe we'll have like AI coding interviews, right? So you code alongside an AI. But I think that it will never just be that you walk in to a building and then you say, I'm a good coder, and they say, okay, I believe you. And so I think that like there's probably a couple of distinctions or maybe a couple of avenues that could go, but I don't think learning LeetCode is going to be a hindrance to any of that. Also, I mean, I think the LeetCode stuff is fine. And so instead of predicting the future, I would rather just do what is currently being done right now. And I think that it'll be very, very easy to pivot if I am wrong. If I'm wrong, I think what will happen is I'm going to talk to people and they're going to say, hey, man, I just got a completely different interview. It wasn't LeetCode. And we're like, oh, cool. Interesting. And a couple of companies are going to do it. And, eventually it'll slow, get its way until it takes over completely. But I don't think that's going to happen in months at all. I don't think it's going to happen in months at all. But if it does, I'll hear the signs and I'll adapt. But I see that there are like several different ways that you kind of happen, right? So it's, again, like I mentioned, like, so like there's a LeetCode. Like I think you'll be asked to do a coding problem. And I think that like LeetCode helps you because if you have to code in front of an engineer, well, their max limit, honestly, that you could write, because you only have 45 minutes in an interview. I don't think this is ever going to change. I think you will always have a small amount of time in the interview. And so there's only so much you can ask somebody within that. So, I mean, if you code in front of them, if you use AI, whatever, designing, whatever, it doesn't matter. System design transfers to making real software. System design to LeetCode is a great filter already. Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't understand the LeetCode hate. I don't understand it, but like, yeah, I think you're always like, yeah, you're gonna have to code, you're gonna have to do the design thing and all that stuff and whatever. I mean, you just learn it, just adapt. Say, oh, hey, I noticed everyone's not asking it finally. That's what happens. Then you switch. Or then I switch, at least. I think the AI stuff is very big. So if I was a software engineer, instead of doing LeetCode, I would do AI. Like if I really hated LeetCode, I thought it was the worst thing ever, I would just do AI. Like why not? It's so massive. Okay. For child and graph. Let's see here. I mean, what I think I did is I tried to be fancy. And like, let's just do tuples. Like, let's just not be fancy. If subtree has right, like let's just not be fancy. Let's just let's do it. Subtree has an apple. If the subtree has an apple, then it's being it. Okay, and then if has apple or well, if it has an apple, we just return 1. But like if it has values, well, that means it has an apple, like by definition. So then we could just return sum of like all the paths that we have to travel through plus 1. So this is nicer. I understand this now. If it has a subtree, let's add it. If hold on here. Does it matter if it's an apple? Not really at all, actually. Like this would be like if values return values. And then if not, return 0 false for any other case. And then to return 1 true. And then return this one and then true. This is beautiful. And then here we just return that value, I think. And then, yeah, I think this is good. I misspelled it. Oh my god. And we even still use the stupid has apple instead of is apple. Scene dot add node. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What? This didn't work? That's bad. Hold on here. Okay, 1, 2. I think we have to add it for every single step that's inside of here. Are we not doing that? A +1 times length of vowels. Is that it? Give me a second, I'll answer your question if I can figure this out. Okay, it looks like we're kind of off by 1. We're kind of off by 1. Why are we off by 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shoot, man. That's annoying. I don't want to just add 1 though, but 'cause that's not gonna work. If value is 0, return 0. Let's try this. Okay, it didn't work. All right, we're wrong. I'll try to debug this. I don't know what I did wrong. It'll probably be later too, honestly. I really thought it was gonna be this. Let me answer these questions and then we'll see. Okay, so also, don't senior engineers have less coding rounds and more system design? Yeah, they do. I think so. At least that's my understanding. I think Meta still requires senior staff to do lead code. Depends on the company though. This is why it very highly depends. What's this? Lots of startups are asking open-ended questions such as design a feature to support XYZ feature, not expecting you to get it all the way done. I haven't heard of startups asking those kind of questions. I'm not really sure what you mean. So I could just tell you in my personal experience. So I've seen people who say they hate leak code problems, they would never do it. And typically when a company says, or a person says that they hate leak code, they would never ever test that. What they usually do is they have you do APIs. So you have to connect to some kind of API. You have to read the library documentation live, still 45 minutes again, but you read the documentation for that, or file parsing. They'll make you know how do you open up a JSON, how do you integrate it, and how do you do all of that stuff. I would say if somebody says they hate it, like it's like very, very likely it's going to be one of these. Or I've seen also this one where they'll also do a like kind of object-oriented programming. So they'll give you something. It could be a deck of cards. It could be a parking lot, whatever. And they'll say for you to design that and code it out. And they also want to focus on, are you writing clean code? Is your variable names good? But it's still in a 45-minute interview. So like there's only so much designing you can do. Like real talk, you know, when you're actually a software engineer, you don't spend 45 minutes ever designing and then coding in something to completion. Like it actually looks like days. I mean, like a week, at least 1 week for sure, for a full cycle minimum to design and do all that stuff. So whatever problem they give you, they're not going to want an actual good solution. They're not going to want the perfect solution. Like it's very low. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like it's just like it's not like it's hard because you have to do it in 45 minutes, but like you can't. There's no way you cannot distill all of object-oriented programming in 45 minutes. So you can only test concepts and little parts of it. Same with these. And so they'll have you code, and it'll be like this stuff. Shallow, yeah, it'll be shallow. It's not going to be object. It's not going to be all of object-oriented programming. It's going to be like little subsections of it. But regardless, like. So this is what I've seen, and then but LeetCode helps me ace all the APIs. Okay, sure, I connect to an API, and then you tell me to write the for loop. Then you tell me to use a hash map. Like, bro, I still have it. I have it on like, you know, I wrote out the code to this like so easily. Like, oh, you want me to, you know, I could solve this with a tree. Like, there's just so many ways you can solve problems. Like I've had it to where like the problem. I think he wanted like fuzzy finding. That was his solution that he was thinking. That's like not LeetCode, but I just coded up a try in like 20 minutes just because like I've done it so many times. So that's on that. I mean, and senior software engineers having coding rounds, less coding rounds. Yeah, they can have less coding rounds. And then that's where you just prepare, right? So again, you just say, what am I going to be tested on? Let me study for the test and then I can pass it. So in this case, it's like, okay, like how do you pass system design? What does that look like? And then you just memorize all the stuff. Because again, it's only 45 minutes. So once you memorize all the things that they could ever ask you, that's the big hack. I think the idea that LeetCode doesn't make you is pure code. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a lot, it confuses me because it's like people will go through and they'll say LeetCode is useless, but they will go through high school, middle school, college, and they'll like learn what's the surface area of a cone, what's the quadratic formula, how do you calculate slope, and they're like, oh my god, like yeah, I'm totally going to use this in the future. They don't say that, but it's like they don't realize that like they never use that. They don't use derivatives. They're not using statistical whatever. If they took that, maybe they're using statistics, maybe, but then when it goes to leak code, they're like, well, no, we would never use leak code. Why would we ever do that? Like, why are we learning that in school? That should, like, if you're angry, be angry during school when you have to learn math. And I think it's just because they want, I don't know, actually. I don't know if it's like the system. They think they can change the system. I don't know. There are people in Ericto servers that are master CF at 16 years old. I guess they have a lot ahead of the pack. Yeah, no, there's some 12-year-olds that are crazy. It's crazy. I feel like you have to be like your parents putting you into it. For sure. Anyways. Cool. That's all I got for today. I mean, I wanted to code this out and figure out what my issue is here. I might try to actually do that real quick. And then we're going to call it for today. So let's see. What did I do wrong here? This is like, the hard thing is like debugging trees is like really annoying. Zero, 1, 0, 3. So it's 0, 1, 0, 3, 1, 2. Maybe I should actually count it. 0 is an apple, 1 is an apple, 3 is an apple. And it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Like maybe I should just count like that, like 1, 2, 3, 4. But I don't think I'm counting that way. I don't think I'm counting that way. I think just my counting is messed up. Let's see here. Let's not add 1 to the end of it. Let's keep it real. It'll be easier for me to debug too. So we're off by like 3. Like, why not just 1, 2, 3, 4? Like, we always have to go back. So we should be multiplying plus 2. I think. Unless it's a 0, then we don't. It's tough. There's something wrong with my equation. That's the problem. I would have to go on a sheet of paper and play around with this and see. You see the problem is a bit tricky. I was surprised by the rating. I don't know if I don't feel like it's not tricky though. Like if I wasn't streaming and also talking to people, I think I would be able to do this under 20 minutes. Unless I'm wrong, but like I would just need to draw this out and try to get this equation right. And I need to draw out scenarios to get it right. Also, objectively, someone who's really good at the leak code and systems has a high chance of being a good SWE. It weren't, yeah. That's like that's the big like argument too that I would say is that like companies would just stop doing it. Like we're talking about massively profit-driven companies. Like it feels like in one vein, people are saying that Google, Facebook, Amazon are like these crazy profit engines that only care about money and money. And in the same way, they're just gonna let and hire like stupid software engineers and not cut them. Like Amazon will like cut you so fast if you're inefficient and put you on PIP. But in the same way, they're just going to waste time they're going to waste time using an inefficient process. It just doesn't make sense. And like, I think what's really, really the case is that it's like physics. Like the reason that we learn math and physics isn't because people hate you or like teachers hate you. The reason you learn math and physics is because it teaches you critical thinking skills that you can use to solve and apply to other areas of life. That's why you learn math and physics. That's why you have to learn the formula for the circumference, to learn slope, to learn quadratic formula, to learn all that stuff. It teaches you critical thinking. And when you have critical thinking, it actually applies to other areas of life. So it's not that like I only learn math and so I'm only good at math. It's like, oh, I'm good at math. And this is very, very related to other aspects. Like if I want to work into finance, I can actually easily transition over into finance because money and math are like, there's a relationship between them. It's the same with Leak Code too, but people haven't gotten that. I think it's just more emotional. I think it's more emotional. So like it's that people they get emotional, like they don't get access to the job and they want the job, and so they have to come up with some way to cope with the feeling of not being able to do it. Because the alternative is that they have to think that they are bad, and that's a very hard thing to do. Being really good at Leak Code indicates one thing: you're smart, you're disciplined. You're both, yeah. Companies want to hire smart, hardworking people. Shocker. Bro, I couldn't find your channel for months. You were all over my feed and then you weren't. Yeah, I think I stopped making videos for like a month, actually. I think maybe, I don't know. Or I made worse videos, actually. That's actually it. I kept making videos, I just made worse videos. So that is why I probably stopped being on your feed. But Christian Morera? Good to see you found your way back during this live stream. These are all my videos. I interviewed a PhD. She's a PhD in AI. Interviewed a super smart leak coder. Designing, system design. Generally my best videos, system design. If I wanted to go viral, I would make system design videos. I would have to fix the titles or the hooks on these. But yeah. System design. This is me in Colombia. You guys want to know what my life was like there? Maybe I should do one when I go to Spain. Do a little recording. Walking around Spain. I'm gonna go back there next month. It's a lot of videos. A lot of videos. And for my first solution, what a TL lead. This is the O of N1. It's crazy. So then mine is just completely wrong. I feel like mine would work. It's just O of N. DFS. But I just need to step twice. I'm not stepping twice. I need to draw that out. Like it is okay, it has like no parents, so it's 0, 0. Okay, that's fine. It's 0, 0, but it's an apple, so we return 1. Okay, perfect. We return 1. Then we're here. And that's fine. But then we're going to go to the other child. So then we're going to say, okay, here. Okay, we're going to return 1. Now, I don't like returning 1 here. I want to return 2 because we actually have to come there and come back. So it's actually 2. That doesn't make sense for it to be 1. Maybe in this case, it makes sense for it to be 1. Yeah. So there we go. Boom. We did it. Look at that. Just had to draw it out. Hopefully this works. Hopefully. I don't know why my thing is here. Apparently it does not work. I thought it was going to be it. Really thought it. I think the 0 case, it needs to be handled. So like if it is a 0, then we don't. Then we actually return 1. If node is 0, return 1. True. I think that is fine. Maybe. Okay, almost there. And then I think if node is 0, we return just the sum, because we don't have to do the duplicate anymore. Okay, we screwed ourselves over. We cannot get it. Rip. All right, whatever. We're gonna call it here, guys. It's been like 2 hours almost, so that's where I'm done. That's where I'm out. Is it 2 in both? I'm gonna put this in the LLM. See what I did wrong. Or better yet, what's wrong with this? What's wrong with this? Oh my god. When a node has an apple but no children, I'm returning true. When a node has an apple but no children, I'm returning 2. However, this represents going to that node. Wow. I feel like this is kind of what I was saying, is like I don't think we need the true and the false, but I wanted to make it easier for my brain. This is what the LLM is saying. Saying we can just check the time. If the time is greater than 0, or if the child is an apple, then we can add the time. That does not work at all. Yeah, this thing is wrong. Wow. I guess this is a harder problem. I guess. If it can't do it, I guess so. Oh, wait, but it's divided by 2. Shouldn't it be sum values length times 2? I don't know, man. This thing is crazy. No, it's like sum of the thing plus n plus b. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was subtree as an apple. All right, I'm gonna call it here. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Am I still live too? It says it's offline, but it is still live. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Heck yeah, interview Spanish developers. Nice. Yeah, peace. See you guys. Actually, maybe I'm kind of thinking of ending my streams with connections. Kind of thinking about ending my streams with connections. Actually, I feel like leak code problems are better than this stupid game. This one's like cringe. I hate these like games. If you're trying to match the words that are like similar. So like infrared and X-ray and radio are all like, I guess, types of rays, like microwaves, X-ray rays, infrared rays, and so you match them. And apparently these are not. This is not it. But like you're supposed to have it like toaster, microwave, air condition, metal detector. Like these are all types of machines. But yeah, anyways, this thing is stupid. We're not doing that. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace, and have a good rest of your day. I'm gonna start working, heading off to full-time waging. We'll see you.